Well, I read something. I saw it from last night's game. You have to see that shot by Jimmy Butler to send it in overtime. I mean, to throw in an out-of-bounds pass. I mean, I marveled at how he even, had the wherewithal to say, okay, I'm going to throw the ball up. And Butler catches it off balance and throws it in to send it to overtime. Well, they actually had a timeout at the end of the game, the Bucks. They didn't get a shot off. And then at the end, Grayson Allen did not get a shot off the buzzer to send it into double overtime. And they questioned Giannis if this season was a failure. And I said, you know what? Let's start with this, because this is something I would say, yes, the season is a failure. You won 58 games. You lost to an 8 seed. That doesn't happen. What's that? The 6th time it's happened all time that it's happened. A 6 is lost to a 1. And he took issue with it. He says it's steps to success, and that this year somebody else is going to win. Simple as that. It's not a failure. There's always steps to it. He said Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me? It's a wrong question. He said there's no failure in sports. There's good days, bad days. Some days you're able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Sometimes other people win. And this year, somebody else is going to win. Simple as that. And I thought about it because, as a fan of the Yankees, championship or bust. So we think the year's a failure. But he brought up to the reporter that every year, do you get a promotion? Do you get more money You don't. Sometimes you don't. You don't get promotions every year. And it kind of puts things in perspective that we put it up on a pedestal. Like even Jordan, after one of his failures, he said, they put me up like I'm a god. He goes, I'm just a human being, how could he go out early in the playoffs and all that stuff? He goes, I'm just a man. I don't have superpowers. I'm not Superman. I'm not any of that stuff. And it just, I didn't expect to hear that from Giannis. Not that I don't think he could, that he has this, depth to him, but that I didn't, he snapped. And he didn't snap. That's the wrong word. He didn't snap. He just got you don't get it. Yes. Yeah. They compete, but it happens. You don't win every year. We'd like to win. And maybe, as long as I guess they're trying hard, but the Bucks lost in 5 games. They didn't double team Jimmy Butler. That's one thing he said that, they should have isolated him on Jimmy Butler. He did miss 2 games. He came back. You win 58 games and you're out in 5 in the first round. Did not expect that. I had the Bucks Grizzlies, but at least the Grizz won. And I told, Justin has a bet with somebody, a friend or something, that they have to take the other couple out to dinner if the guy's a Laker fan. So I said, all right, hey, you got to do that stuff. But Bain said they will be back Sunday for Game 7. Now they got to get past Game 6. LeBron was shot like shit. 6 for 19, 5 for 19, 15 points, 10 rebounds, I think 5 assists I saw for him. And he said, I played like shit. They got blown out. They lost by 19. It was never close. And you had Bain, who had 33. You had Ja, who had 31. They both went for with over 30, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, which, you're going to win a lot of games when you have games like that. And, we're going to see what happens. This is when you show, resolve. You lost you're down 3-1. You won the game. You had to win. Now it's every game is a must win for them. Kind of like the Rangers tonight, Game 5. Lost 2 at home, blew out the Devils at the Prudential Center, got home to MSG. 2 goals in 2 games after scoring 10 in 2 games in New Jersey. It's this is it. It's not this is it, but it's a big game. You got to win the game. You don't want to be up 3-2 instead of down 3-2, but still, you know what? Then he said, we have to win one of the next 2. I almost feel like it's better sometimes having your back against the wall. And the Kraken yesterday, 3-2, the all 5 games, the Avalanche had the lead in all 5 games, and they're down 3-2. And they lost at home last night. And Makar was out for a suspension for a hit. He's out, and there was an interesting thing, that now they're up 3-2, and they're going back to Seattle. Seattle, in their first playoff series, second year of existence, is going home, and they could take out the defending champions. And Allmark yesterday, so they lost 4-3 in overtime to the Panthers at home. That game goes game 6. I think that's tomorrow in Florida. And there was a play at the end where Michigan can't stand this by hockey players. So Allmark went behind the net and, to get the puck and to kind of pass it out. Well, he did it, and it ended up going to a Panther who it got deflected to Tkachuk, who did a deked Allmark and scored the goal, where she said, that's where you first of all, you're out of position. God forbid something happens like a bad bounce or something. You have to run back to the goal, get in position, and it was a freaky bounce, but the bounce went perfectly to Tkachuk. Tkachuk made a great move and backhanded it in, and that was the ball game. That was it. Lost 4-3 in overtime, and they're going back to Florida, and Florida's playing with house money now. Like, they're in their heads a little bit, and Boston won 65 in the regular season. And now you're going to be like, oh shit, we got to bring it. Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of teams, the resolve will see what they have when their backs are pushed against the wall. Now, I finished season 6 of Snowfall. It was not anywhere what I expected the show to end. If you had told me when I started and where it ended would have been the case, I would have never believed it. I'm not giving anything away. James did not give anything away to me. I told Hal about it, and I guess since I had kept it for I never watched the 10 episodes, so what's that? That's 2.5 months? He finished all 6 seasons. And I want to talk to somebody about it because the ending kind of floored me, and it stayed with me, and I was like, ooh. Yeah, I mean, I did not, and I wish John Singleton could have been alive to see what he had put together in a show. I mean, it was fantastic. The acting, the lead guy,